Hi everybody, it's Anne from Anne Stampin' Up. We're going to make a card today using a technique that is new to some people, old to others. It's called the baby wipe technique. I don't have a sample to show you, so you'll just have to wait till the end to see how it turns out. So I'll turn the camera down, I'll list the supplies as I'm going and show you what I'm using to make the card. Just give me a second. So what we have is some yellow cardstock. This is crushed curry, and it picks up from the colours in the DSP. This piece of DSP is about 7.5 by 2.5, and it's going to end up going cornerways on your card like that. So that's why you need the 7.5 by 2.5. And I have a piece of white that I'm going to stamp on. We're using the Biggest Wish stamp set, and what I did was I've used the Happy Birthday Friend, and I put the birthday down on my table and lined it up nice and straight, and then I put the happy above it and the friend below it, and I've just butted them all right up against each other to make one large stamp so that I can stamp it all at the same time. We have the stitched so sweetly stitched so sweetly dies, and we're going to use the largest die from the set to cut the center, the stamped part out for the center of the card. So let me just show you what I've done so far. I went ahead to save time and I've created my stamp pad. I took re-inkers, Poppy Parade, Pumpkin Pie, Bumblebee, Granny Apple Green, Misty Moonlight and Highland Heather, and I created my rainbow there on, there's about three baby wipes there, and I needed to make sure that the pad I created was larger than my stamp. So if you can see that I've got more colour around the outside than I need, and I'm okay with that. Let me just tell you for a second, all I did was I took my re-inkers, okay, and just drizzled the ink on there. Honestly, it takes very little because the nozzle on these is very small, and so you don't waste a lot. And I'm just gonna stamp my stamp in it, and then I'm just gonna stamp this in the middle of my card like that, and it says Happy Birthday Friend, and I'm okay with it being sort of faded in and out in spots. I'm going to close this up for now and just put some weight on it to keep it closed, because we can use that again at the end. We can make another card with that. Let me just pop that out of the way. I'm just going to take a little smidgen off each side just so that I can make it fit in the baby cut and emboss, because I still want my stamp centered. Yeah, that'll fit. Alright, so we've got plate number 1 and plate number 2. Remember to stagger your plates as you put them in there. And then I've got my largest die, which I'm going to put over like that, centered. There, I think that's good. We'll put the top plate down, hope it doesn't move, push it into the machine. Oops. Let's see what we've got. Did that cut out nicely? Oh, it did. So there we have that. And we have our card here. What we're gonna do is, because we want this to be centered nicely, I've gone ahead and measured it all out, and what I need to do is take a pencil and a ruler, and across the top and the bottom. Now I gotta think about this. My card is going this way, so sorry, my DSP is going from bottom left to top right, so I need to measure along the top 2 1/8, and just put a pencil mark from the left edge. At the bottom I'm going to measure 2 1/8 from the right edge, and on the sides from the top I'm going to measure 3 3/8 on the back side of the card, 3 3/8, and on the front I'm going to measure 3 3/8 from the bottom and just put a little pencil mark. That's just going to give me a channel to mark to line my paper up in, if you will. Okay, making sure that my distance between my pencil marks is the same. So, and if you can see my pencil marks. Now I'm going to erase those pencil marks, so I'm not too concerned about them right now. Alright, I'm just going to use liquid adhesive on this and stick this down to the page. And I know I'm putting liquid adhesive all over the thing, but I want to be sure it's attached at the corners, because it's at the corners where it just might come undone. And I need my silicone mat for that. This piece of paper is going right across here like this. Because I've used liquid glue, I can move this around, but I got to be sure that my spaces are even. There, press that down, and I'm going to go right to the corner and right to this corner, because I want it really adhered at the corners. Making sure we're stuck right down. Looks good. We're going to give that a minute to dry, but while it's drying we're going to erase the pencil marks so we can't see them. So we're going to trim this now. Now we'll be able to see 3 sides to trim. The only one we won't be able to see is this one here, but we'll trim that anyway. We're going to trim it anyway. When you're trimming, always have the top blade of your scissors against your cardstock, so that way you don't cut your cardstock, but you've got something to run the edge of your scissors along, just like that. And here, same again. Press my corner down so it's tight. Do the same down here. And then you have to close the card and take your chances on the last corner that you don't cut the card, because this is the seam, this is the back of your card. So there you have that going across the center of your card. You have your happy birthday that you cut out, and I'm just going to pop that on there like that. I think I'll put it on dimensionals, and that'll give it a little lift. And really, basically, that's your card. Card opens the right way. I'm just going to pop this in the center. Looks pretty close. There you are. So there you have it, one really simple card, but a nice effect on the front that you normally wouldn't get. At first I wasn't sure I liked the way it's stamped, but you know, I've got the rainbow effect. It ties in nicely with the pieces around the side. So there you've got it. Now, you've got all this ink that you've wasted, if you will, not wasted, but you've used on this stamp pad. So what are we going to do with it? I would suggest making a set of cards, okay, so that you're going to use this, and use this, all right? But you don't want them all the same, but you want to use up this. And I'm going to take one more background. Hope I didn't get too much red on it. Or you can try and you can just come off the edge, lie your baby wipes down, and press them over your card. Whoops, mine are coming apart. That's okay, we'll drop a couple. And then we'll do this. And we're just getting all the colours in there. They don't look particularly appetizing. But there again, you could put a white piece in the middle of that card. I'm going to trim this one down to, what do we want? We want 5, say 5 1/4 by 4. I think we'll trim this side off because that's the end where we came on. So we've got 4. And that just takes the harsh edge off the paper. And we've got some white at this end, we'll take that off as well. So we've got 5 1/4 by 4. So what I'm, oops, nearly did that wrong. 4 1/4. No, I want 5 1/2 this way. Score it at 4 1/4. Do we want to use that side or this side? I think this side. I think that's going to make a cute card for a kid. And the reason it's tearing my cardstock is because my cardstock is damp. That will be okay when it dries. There. Oh, let's use Poppy Parade. So we used Poppy Parade, and we've used a stamp from the A Grand Kid stamp set. Okay, we used this one in the corner. So smart, so fun, so sweet, and so wonderful. Quickly stamped it in Poppy Parade, and we need to cut that out with something. I wonder if this die will work. Yeah, this will work. This is from the Stitched So Sweetly dies. Again, it's the second largest of the shaped dies. I'm just going to pull this in. Put the die back on the magnet. Plates out of the way. Look at that messy background paper, and I think we'll just pop this up on some dimensionals again. There, just a really simple card, just because I didn't want to waste the baby wipes. Now those baby wipes are still in the case, they're still good. I can make some more weird backgrounds, if you will. So there you have it. There's a quick card there and a quick card there. This one used the baby wipe technique where we stamped the stamp onto the baby wipe. This one we took the baby wipes and wiped them across the card. There. So as always, these two are original cards. You're more than welcome to use them if you wish, to copy them if you wish. Just make sure you see, you know, where you copied them from, how you learned the technique, and if you're going to sell them, please put the Stampin' Up! Angel stamp on there. That just says all the supplies were used are Stampin' Up! Supplies. So that's it for this week, everybody. Talk to you all soon. See you next week. Bye.